Good evening, everybody. Welcome to WWF New York. Michael Cole along with James E. Cornette. JR is in the UK for the special one-night-only pay-per-view.
227 pounds, the two-time Grammy Award winner, Owen Hart.
There he is, Jim. The police officers escorting Owen Hart to the ring for his matchup with Flash Funk, obviously trying to make sure that Stone Cold Steve Austin does not continue his rampage here on WWF New York.
That's right, and Owen Hart has made it plain that he is going to have Steve Austin arrested if he does violate that restraining order. And you know, Michael, I guess since JR's gone across the big pond, I'm stuck with the big grip.
Thanks a lot, Jim. I'm glad to be here with you, too. And I'll tell you what, I cannot wait this Monday night, Madison Square Garden in New York. Raw returns to the Big Apple where it all started. 34th Street, just a couple of blocks from Broadway. Raw hits the big time at MSG.
You're one of those native New Yorkers, aren't you?
You got it.
You know, otherwise, outwardly, you appear perfectly normal. But I'm going to tell you something right now. Steve Austin already has an arrest warrant out for him in the state of Indiana for violating that temporary restraining order. If he shows up at the Garden and you know Steve Austin is not going to be able to pass that up, then Owen Hart is going to have him sent down to one of those New York City jails.
Owen Hart, of course, getting set for an Intercontinental Tournament second-round matchup against Brian Pillman. There's a quick cover, but Owen kicks out. Here's Owen now with a quick cover, and Flash kicks out. It's Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, Hart Foundation against Hart Foundation Monday in the Garden, Jim.
That's right. You know, I was just going to say, I've heard in those New York City jails, they have their own version of the Stone Cold Stunner. But Owen Hart is going to have a lot more things to worry about than just Steve Austin, because could there be a dissolution of the Hart Foundation when he faces Brian Pillman in that tournament? That's just the way that things fell. What's going to happen?
Going to be an interesting matchup. Ooh, Flash Funk with a big boot underneath the chin. Off the ropes now. Here comes Flash. Oh, Owen Hart with a leapfrog. Cartwheel by Flash Funk. Ooh, missed with a spinning heel kick. Here's Owen Hart now. Big clothesline. Knocks down Flash Funk. Here's the cover. 2. Flash Funk gets the shoulder up.
Look at this action. These guys are hopping around there like jumping beans, and you got to think that Flash Funk is up for this match, even though it looks like Charlie Brown ought to be laying in a pumpkin patch waiting for him. Still, he's got to realize Owen Hart has other things on his mind, and he could slip in and score an upset here today.
Owen Hart, the former WWF Tag Team Champion, also a former Intercontinental Champion, as you see the security officers at ringside, obviously keeping an eye out for Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rattlesnake has been out of control, Jim.
Well, Steve Austin has never been one to control his temper. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like Flash Funk may be going out. Owen Hart has that chin lock latched in, and it looks like he's cut the carotid artery off the flow of blood to the brain. Something like a sleeper.
If it goes down this time, it's all over, but Flash Funk keeps the arm up now, trying to gain momentum and break this hold from Owen Hart.
You know, like I was going to say, Steve Austin never been one to control his temper, but you got to think that over the past few weeks, he's just been totally out of control, totally out of order with the Stone Cold Stunner on every executive in the World Wrestling Federation.
What a move by Owen Hart. There's a big leg across the sternum. Owen now working on Flash Funk. What's Hart going to do here? We're going to have to take a break, Jim. We'll be back with WWF New York in a moment.
What Stone Cold wants to do. I'm going to kick the crap out of this guy, and I'm going to enjoy doing it.
He's doing this to every American fan in Fred's own mind.
We have one official in the ring that's down. We have one official outside the ring that's down. One was obliterated earlier on.
Round 0, the home video. For those who couldn't get it on pay-per-view, call now or send a check or money order to the address on your screen.
Flash Funk climbing the ropes now. Owen Hart in trouble. Here's Flash. Crossbody block. Cover now. There's 2. Almost 3. Owen kicks out. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Michael Cole along with James E. Cornette. Here's Hart now.
Look at this.
Swinging neck breaker. Flash is in trouble.
Flash Funk almost had an upset victory, but Owen Hart manages to come back with a reverse neck breaker.
There's a cover. There's 2, but somehow Funk gets the shoulder up again.
Like I said, Owen Hart's had his mind on other things. He's got the guards at ringside to make sure that Austin doesn't interfere or get to him. He's got Austin on his mind, but he's got to pay more attention to Flash Funk.
Spinning heel kick. Owen Hart could end it right here. There's 2. Oh, Flash Flash Funk again gets the shoulder up, Jim.
And Flash Funk's showing a lot of resilience here because he's kicked out of a couple of high-impact maneuvers. But wait a minute. It looks like Owen is signaling he's gonna try to break something.
What a counter by Flash Funk. We talked about Stone Cold Steve Austin, Jim, out of control as of late. We hope he behaves himself in New York tomorrow from 1:30 to 3 o'clock in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be at the Columbus Avenue Street Festival on 66th Street at the United Care USA stage.
You think, wait a minute, Flash Funk has the Canadian flag that Owen Hart brought to the ring, and he's trying to bury Owen in that Canadian flag, and he does.
Look at Flash now, up on the second row. Oh! Across the sternum. This could be it. There's two. Oh, Owen Hart kicks out.
A 360 leg drop. Owen Hart couldn't see him coming because that flag on top of him, but Owen still kicks out.
Nice reversal. Here's Flash. Uh-oh, in trouble. Owen's got him now.
Wait a
Setting him
minute.
up. Here it is, the pile driver. The move that injured Stone Cold Steve Austin. That should be it. Flash will not get up from this. There's 2 and 3. It's over. Owen Hart victorious on WWF New York.
Here is your winner, Owen Hart.
That deadly version of the pile driver that Owen Hart injured Steve Austin with. Austin suffered temporary paralysis, and Flash Funk may be in the same shape. Take a look at it again. You'll see what's the head. Look at the impact. His head straight between Owen Hart's legs, and there's nowhere to go but down.
Of course, Owen Hart is involved in the Intercontinental Tournament. He's advanced to the second round. He'll meet Brian Pillman in Madison Square Garden this Monday on Raw. Let's take a look now at the Intercontinental Tournament.
There will be a tournament for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. And I have ordered you, Steve Austin, to be there to present the title to the winner of the tournament.
Owen Hart, former Intercontinental Champion. Owen would like to have that prestigious title back around his waist. Look at all the gold he brings. Goldust and Owen Hart. First round action, Intercontinental Tournament.
Goldust is treading on thin ice here.
If Goldust is disqualified, then... Oh, no. Oh, no. Goldust is not going to advance. Goldust has been disqualified.
Tremendous ovation for Ken Shamrock, the king of the octagon in the Ultimate Fighting world. Shamrock is so intense. And Shamrock, again, has been documented, bleeding there. Snapmare takeover by Farouk. And Farouk is in control here. That's right. Come on, Farouk. Don't let him up. Don't let him rest. He got internal injuries. Shamrock with another suplex. And he got it. Shamrock with a suplex.
Here's your world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock.
Here comes Dude Love. Oh, my God. I think Raw Summer is over. Well, what has Pillman done to this mother of a beautiful 3-year-old child? And what must her husband, Goldust, who's watching at home, think of this whole situation? Dude Love has this match won, I believe. Oh, no. Sweet Shim music. Wait, there's Goldust. What? There's Goldust. He's not supposed to be here. Goldust attacking Pillman. Commissioner. Look. Get the commissioner. Get the police. Pillman's won this match by disqualification. Oh, what a chaotic situation.
This Monday night in Midtown at Madison Square Garden, Ahmed Johnson returns to action as he faces the man that replaced him in the Nation of Domination, Rocky Maivia, in the final first-round match of the Intercontinental Tournament.
Well, earlier this week, our cameras caught Ahmed Johnson in training. He looks like he's in great shape. But more importantly, what is his mental condition? How will he feel this Monday in the Garden when he faces the man that replaced him in the Nation of Domination? Well, Ahmed Johnson had some comments to make. Let's take a listen.
This Monday, Madison Square Gardens, the Nation, and Rocky. I'm back, baby.
Well, you may be laughing now, Ahmed, but at the Garden, the whole Nation of Domination is going to be gunning for you.
Later on WWF New York, we'll see the latest edition of Brian Pillman's X-Files.
Plus, a very special interview with Long Island's own Mick Foley. Well, it's Dude Love.
And when we return, the new ally of the Patriot, Del Wilkes, The Mastodon Vader will be in action against the Sultan.
Sorry to meet under difficult circumstances, Agent Sable.
Fate dealt you another bad hand, Chief?
Got any sevens? Go fish.
We received this communique from the evil Dr. Madman earlier today.
I have kidnapped and cryogenically frozen a wild man, Mark Barrow. Only Agent Sable can save him.
What's the plan of attack?
Hit me.
You are to enter the evil Dr. Madman's laser tag battle zone and defeat a host of challengers armed only with this. Hey!
Looks extremely high-tech.
It's the new laser tag unit. Invisible infrared beams, the range of 100 feet, protective force field, and a devastating one-shot super strike capability. Effective in all lighting conditions.
Mission accepted.
Shit. I was never good at this game. Good luck. We're counting on you, Sable.
Join us next time for another installment of Laser Tag, the mission to save Mark Marrow.
Welcome back. WWF Bad Blood in Your House is presented by PlayStation. A bit of advice for gamers everywhere. Never underestimate the power of PlayStation. Well, in 2 weeks live on pay-per-view, it will be Hell in a Cell as the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, battles The Undertaker in a steel cell that will surround the ring. A roof on top goes all the way to the floor. Once you're in, you can't get out. Nobody can get in to help you out.
Plus, it's the U.S. versus Canada as Canadian Bret Hart and the British Bulldog face the Patriot and Vader in a flag match. Who will wave the banner of their country? We'll find out at Bad Blood in Your House.
Speaking of the Mastodon from the Rocky Mountains, here he comes, the man they call Vader, tuning up for the flag match at WWF Bad Blood. 458 pounds, Vader, the new ally of the Patriot Del Wilkes. I guess only one thing in common, love for America, actually two things, their hatred for the Hart Foundation.
Well, that's right, Michael. In this past week, we saw Bret Hart and the British Bulldog challenge the Headbangers for the WWF Tag Team title. Bulldog and Bret had thought they had won the belts, but they pinned the illegal man, so they decided if they couldn't beat the Headbangers, they'd just beat them up, and then Vader and Patriot hit the scene.
They hit the scene all right. Vader went to work on Bret Hart, the Patriot going to work on the British Bulldog, sending a message to the Hart Foundation that Vader and the Patriot are set for the flag match at WWF Bad Blood in St. Louis.
And when these four men collide, only two will walk out as someone is going to have to capture their country's flag and wave it high to win that match. And Patriot and Vader plan on it being Old Glory.
I'll tell you what, Jim, talking about collisions, this matchup will be a collision. 458-pound Vader, 300-pound Sultan going at it in the middle of the ring. Talking about the Hart Foundation, I'm sure they're going to be in the house. Madison Square Garden this Monday. Bret Hart at one point in time called it his house. I wonder if Vader's going to have anything to say about that.
Well, if Madison Square Garden is Bret's house, then Vader's going to be guilty of some breaking and entering, just like he's trying to break everything in Sultan's face right now. He's hitting Sultan so hard, he's going to close what's open and open what's closed.
Vader going to work now on the Sultan. Jim, I'll tell you what, I cannot wait for Raw is War in the Garden on Monday. If you haven't got your tickets yet, we may have some good news. We're going to be giving you a phone number a little later on in the program. There may be some seats available come Monday because the WWF production crew is moving in this weekend. We may have some seats available, so we'll find out on Monday. Oh! What a move by Vader off the second rope.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, this Vader is more powerful, meaner, more aggressive than we've seen him in a long time. And believe me, I know Vader real well. You know, the thing is, he's not friends with the Patriot. He doesn't want any man to like him, but he demands that every man respect him and that all his opponents fear him. And the one thing, like you said, that he and Patriot have in common is that they're both Americans, and they hate the Hart Foundation.
Here's a cover. There's two. The Sultan gets that right shoulder up. You see the Iron Sheik at ringside. He's been working with the Sultan over the past few months.
And once again, you can never tell about Vader. He's a time bomb waiting to go off. He's very combustible. He's got he's got a short fuse. And if you make this guy mad, anything can happen. I wouldn't be the Hart Foundation in their shoes, but also Patriot better carry his end of the load.
We were speaking of Ahmed Johnson a little bit earlier. He returns from his injury. He's back in action in the Intercontinental Tournament at Raw this Monday. It was Ahmed Johnson who put the Sultan out of commission for a few months, injuring his ribs back in the spring. Vader now being raked across the top of that rope by the man from the Middle East. The Sultan giving the man they call Vader a battle this week.
Well, right now, you know, Sultan's a big boy, and he's definitely powerful, and he's taking it to Vader, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to hit Vader and keep on hitting him, because if you stop hitting him, then something bad's going to happen, namely, Vader's going to hit you.
Here comes the Sultan now outside the ring. Vader trying to shake the cobwebs out of his head, and he did. Here he comes down with the left and right hands. This is what Vader does best, but the Sultan rakes his eyes, and now Vader again in a little bit of trouble.
Wait a minute, looks like Sultan, he's rearing up and boom, right into those steel ring steps.
Vader, the All-American football player from Colorado, also played in the NFL with the Los Angeles Rams, where he earned a Super Bowl ring. Looked like he was hitting an lineman that time.
Well, he rammed those steps, but the steps didn't even put him down. This guy, he's got a tremendous balance for a man that size, and once he's up, he's hard to take off his feet.
Reversal now, Sultan into the ropes. Vader with a big clothesline, and the Sultan a 360 in the air. He's in La La Land. Vader now looks like he's going to go up to the second rope here. This could be the Vader bomb, Jim. You know this move well.
And Vader's going to bring all that weight to that 400 and some pounds down across the Sultan, and that should be it.
That is it. 3 count. Vader victorious on WWF New York. The Mastodon, the 458-pounder, tuning up for the flag match at WWF Bad Blood. When we return here on WWF New York, we'll go back to Raw and see the commotion that Stone Cold caused when he stunned the King.
Plus, later on, we're going to see how Brian Pillman has been treating Marlena this week. Oh, I can hardly wait.
We'll also see the DOA take on the Godwinns. Speaking of the Godwinns, let's hear from Phineas about his upcoming visit to Madison Square Garden.
New York City, Madison Square Garden, one of the most famous buildings in the world. Wrestling fans all over the place and come just to see some of the great matches there. Like the time me and Henry won the belts. Oh boy, that was a great day. What a great feeling. But you know something? The feeling that I couldn't stand through all that commotion and all that celebration was those 20,000 stinking New York pigs standing up and down and cheering. Well, I don't know about you boys, but next time I come down there, I'm taking it upon myself to go out there and spit in each one of your stinking New York City faces.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying up late with us here on WWF New York. That's the reaction this past week in the War Zone. Stone Cold Steve Austin heading to the ring. A tough assignment for Jerry the King Lawler to interview the Rattlesnake.
Well, Jerry Lawler figured like he was the man to do it since he could reason with a guy like Steve Austin after Austin had already given the Stone Cold Stunner to Jim Ross and to Commissioner Slaughter. The King felt like he could speak to Austin on his own level.
Well, the King's going to speak to Stone Cold right now.
Crying shame. And that's why I almost had to have my smile surgically removed from my face when I saw you deliver the Stone Cold Stunner, the big fat JR sitting over there. Nobody ever deserved it any more than him. It was a thing of beauty. Well, I say nobody ever deserved it any more than him, but then that brings to mind what you did to that big, bulbous-chinned Commissioner Slaughter when you dropped him with the stunner. That was beautiful. The only thing that I'm waiting for that you came within an inch of is when you put it on that Vince McMahon, and anybody deserves it. He deserves it. But right some words that you want to say to Mr. Owen Hart.
We're going to get to Owen Hart, but let's go ahead and look at Jim Ross, a little sour puss right there on his face. You happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's a crying shame. So you sit there with your little pathetic cowboy hat on, and I won't do it again. As far as Sergeant Slaughter goes, he comes out here, this is an order, that's an order. You don't order Stone Cold around, I'll do what the hell I want, and can't nobody stop me. Vince McMahon sits over there, the arrogant piece of trash he is, and it's a damn good thing he ain't here tonight, because I damn sure would dump him flat on his head. Owen Hart, you got hell to pay, son. I started the ball rolling right now. All I'm doing is playing with you, because with a snap of my fingers, I can take your right out. And that's the bottom line. As a matter of fact, the whole damn Hart Foundation still has hell to pay as far as I'm concerned. Hey. Uh-oh! Why don't you people just shut up for a second and let us speak? You know, up in Canada, we got a name for people like you. We call them hosers. I waited a long time to say that. Listen, Steve Austin, the World Wrestling Federation can't put a stop to you and the crap you're trying to pull. But the Hart Foundation, we've had it up to here with you coming in the ring. You come in the ring every night with some kind of a weapon in your hands. We have had enough. So we are going to put a stop to it. Do your job, sir.
I want you to listen up, Austin. For once, we have taken the American justice system and used it to our advantage. Because what you are about to be served with is called a TRO. And in layman's terms, that's a temporary restraining order. And what that means is you cannot come within 100 feet of me. And if you do, your is going behind bars. And that is exactly where an animal like you belongs, behind bars, son.
I can't believe that they have served a restraining order from Owen Hart to Steve Austin. A restraining order, that's filed with legal, that's filed in a court of law. That says that you cannot come within 100 feet. What kind of a deal is this? You can't put up with this, Stone Cold. You gotta put the stunner. Oh my!
Waller just got it. Waller just got the stunner, and there goes the crown. The king is down.
Well, as you saw at the top of the program, Steve Austin showed Owen Hart what he thought of that restraining order later in the program when he ripped it up and threw it in his face. He's got a warrant for his arrest in the state of Indiana, and this Monday at Madison Square Garden, when Raw is war, he may have another one again.
Still to come here on WWF New York, the Godwinns square off with the DOA's Skull and 8-Ball. Also, you'll see Dude Love. He talks about returning to where it all began, Madison Square Garden. And we want to hear what you have to say about WWF New York, the WWF, or your favorite superstar. Write to viewer feedback, and you just may get what you ask. All you have to do is ask Orville Johnson from the Bronx. He wrote us. This is what Stone Cold had to say.
Orville Johnson, I got your little letter, and I can't blame you that I'm your favorite wrestler because I'm the best in the world. This Monday night, even though I've been suspended by the World Wrestling Federation, I've been served a temporary restraining order by that coward Owen Hart. It really doesn't matter because Steve Austin does what he wants when he wants, and I'll be at the Garden this Monday opening up the biggest can of whoop I've ever opened up, and that's the bottom line.
Raw's War returns to New York City where it all started, but this time, Dude Love, it hits the big time, Madison Square Garden, and this is sort of a homecoming for you.
Well, let me tell you something, Mikey, my man. A wise man once said that you can't go home again. And the dude is here to say, why not? Because not only am I going home to visit Jack and Bev Foley, I'm going to take the L-I-R-R into MSG to avoid the L-I-E, if you know what I M-E-A-N. Because it's very important not to forget the ones you love. I know you might think the dude is just a piece of eye candy for the young ladies, but I want to be a role model for little children, too.
Now, dude, Madison Square Garden in New York, as a kid, there was a very important match at Madison Square Garden that you, I guess, witnessed.
When the Superfly jumped off the top of the cage, that's when it all turned around for young Mick Foley. And I will say that at SummerSlam, people say the dude would fly off the top of the cage. And, Mike, you and I know it is actually 6 inches from the top of the cage, but we don't need to get into that right now. I'm just here to say the dude is set to rock and roll at MSG.
What is it about the World Wrestling Federation in Madison Square Garden? I mean, Raw started in New York, but as it returns to the Garden, what is it about MSG that makes it so exciting?
How do you explain what magic means to a child? There's just magic in the air when you get in the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden, where championship titles went down, where championships will be won and lost, and hearts will be broken. But the dude is here to say that I'm going to turn it all on in New York City. When I go home, my friends, my family, and friends-to-be will all be gathered around while that dude runs W-I-L-D in New York City.
Well, Michael, it looks like you gave Dude all the R-E-S-P-E-C-T that he desired. Dude Love going to be at the Garden Monday along with these guys, Jesús and José, Los Boricuas.
And I'm sure Savio Vega from Los Boricuas will be in MSG as well. He splits a lot of his time between Puerto Rico and the Bronx.
Representing Los Boricuas from Puerto Rico, and until the combined weight of 468 pounds, Jesús and José.
Tell you what, Los Boricuas are going to get it on in a tag team matchup against a rather curious team here.
I'll say this, thank God Howard Finkel is a linguist. He can pronounce all these names.
Rockabilly and Jesse James, Jim, actually teamed up with Jesús and Jose a bit earlier this week against DOA, and that prompted this matchup.
That's right, it was an 8-man tag team contest, but the Boricuas, Double J, and Rockabilly just couldn't get their teamwork together, and a lot of bad feelings resulted. That's why all 4 men asked to settle their differences in this tag team match, and look out!
Rockabilly and Jesse James going to work on Jesús Castillo and Jose Estrada from Los Boricuas. There goes Jose out of the ring, and now it's Jesús Castillo 2-on-1 against Rockabilly now and Jesse James. Ooh, 2 big elbows off the rope. What do you make of this team?
Well, I was talking to Rockabilly just a little bit earlier, and he told me basically that although he and Double J, Jesse James, may not be on the same page, at least they're reading the same book. And that's more than he could say for them and Los Boricuas.
Rockabilly now, the 3-time WWF Tag Team Champion, working on Jesús Castillo, the son of the late Hurricane Castillo of Caribbean fame. Look at Rockabilly now. Ooh, whoa! Oh, Castillo, nice arm drag.
Went for the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker, but Castillo hung on to the arm, and
oh! What a clothesline from Rockabilly. He's a great athlete. He went to college on a rodeo scholarship.
That's got to be a first. Took him right out of his boots with that one, and I got to say this, both Double J and Rockabilly, similar styles, excellent athletes, very similar builds, and tremendous work ethic. They will get in there and bust their behinds, and it shows. I think that
cover now. There's 2. Jesús kicks out.
Almost got him. I think that Rockabilly and Double J, if they can put their past personal problems aside, will be a tremendous tag team combination.
Here's Rockabilly now into the ring, slamming Jesús Castillo into the corner. Irish whip across the ring, and now Rockabilly backs up. What's going to happen here?
He's revving up, and
nobody home.
Oh! Did you see his head hit the top of that ring post? And now Los Boricuas have a chance to make some things happen if he can get the tag.
Jesús Castillo trying to get to Jose Estrada. Rockabilly trying to make it to the corner for Double J, Jesse James, and he makes the tag. And here comes the U.S. Marine. And here comes Jose Estrada. Ooh. Big right hand. Oh. Right hand to Rockabilly. Estrada with a drop kick. Another drop kick. Jose Estrada cleaning house from Los Boricuas. Now all 4 men in the ring. Estrada and Castillo backing Jesse James and Rockabilly into the respective corners. Here we go now. Ooh, leapfrog. Right hand.
Ooh.
Right hand.
Well, there was a malfunction at the junction. Double J and Rockabilly trying some teamwork that didn't work.
Look
out. Crossbody takes both Jesús and Rockabilly over the top
Uh-oh, look out from behind. But Jesus Castillo saw the honky-tonk man. Uh-oh, look out. Look at Jose. He's got Jesse James pinned. There's no referee around, though.
The sunset flip, he had him,
Oh, no.
but wait a minute.
Oh, man, did you hear that?
Good night.
The
What a
guitar.
shot.
Jesse James now covering up Jose Estrada. There's 2 and 3. It's over. Jesse James and Rockabilly win. Give the assist to the family heirloom, the guitar.
Rockabilly blasted Jose with that guitar. It sounded like a rifle shot.
Let's take a look at what happened at the end. Oh, no, look out. There's Miguel. Miguel and Savio Vega from Los Boricuas into the ring to help out Jose and Jesus.
Well, it's 4 against 2 now. Honky Tonk Man was knocked to the floor outside.
Oh!
And Double J and Rockabilly are in a world of hurt here. There's officials coming in trying to stop the carnage. But look, Boricuas are on the warpath.
4 on 2. Savio Vega and Miguel Perez took exception to the end of that matchup, and they came in to help out their compadres. And look at this. Savio going to work on Rockabilly.
There's Miguel
trying to pry Los Boricuas off Rockabilly and Jesse James.
And Jose still out of it over there.
Let's take a look, Jim, at what happened at the end of this matchup.
Boy, watch this shot. First he goes for the trip. Oh, Jose had no way of seeing the guitar until it was too late. And that
the sound
was the greatest hit.
Echoing throughout the arena. The guitar giving Jesse James and Rockabilly the victory, but they may have lost the war. And as we mentioned earlier, there may be some seats available. Select seats for Monday's Raw is War at the Garden. Call Ticketmaster or the MSG box office Monday to find out.
The WWF Championship is on the line in a triple threat match with Bret Hart defending the title against Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. The first man to score a pinfall is the WWF Champion.
Plus, the Intercontinental title tournament continues as Ahmed Johnson returns to action and faces the man who replaced him in the Nation of Domination, Rocky Maivia.
The second round of the Intercontinental Championship tournament begins when Owen Hart faces his Hart Foundation cohort, Brian Pillman.
Plus, a Falls Count Anywhere match between Dude Love and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Dude better watch his back because, you know, China is going to be in the house.
Next, we're going to take a look at Brian Pillman's X-Files. What services does he have Marlena performing for him now? You ain't going to want to miss this.
Welcome back to WWF New York. Michael Cole along with Jim Cornette getting set for what should be a high-flying matchup. Super Loco on the left. El Pantera, the Panther, just went down after the big clothesline.
Well, these luchadors from south of the border have really come with a high reputation. We're going to see just exactly what they can do once they get in the ring, and already the unorthodox style of the Mexican athletes is coming to the front.
Look at this now. El Pantera, there's a cover, too. Super Loco with the bridge. Look at a headstand. Handstand.
Look at this. Pantera landing on his feet from the monkey flip by Super Loco, and already these guys are into some high-flying action.
Loco now puts Pantera down on the canvas. What's he going to do here? Off the rope. Ooh, misses. Pantera slides out of the way. Both of these men highly respected in Mexico. Welterweight, super welterweight, middleweight champions over the past couple of years. And now El Pantera looks like a surfboard he's going for here, Jim. Or at least a version of it.
He's going for it, and now he's going to rock back and try to bring Super Loco straight up in the air. This is a submission maneuver. If Super Loco can't figure out a way to switch his balance, then he's going to have to give it up. And
Pantera had his shoulders on the mat, almost a cover pin there.
Overbalanced, he couldn't hold him.
Talking to Super Loco before the matchup, he was telling me, Jim, he likes wrestling because he likes to travel and see different cultures. El Pantera says he likes the money.
Well, he went for a hip toss there, and Pantera reversed it and took him over with an arm drag, and now Pantera with the wrist lock. Boy, got to think there's some more international action going on right now.
That's right, Jim. One night only going on in the UK. The leader in sports entertainment, bringing the first ever wrestling pay-per-view exclusively in Europe. It's the United Kingdom's one night only. Going to be a great event overseas. Here's Super Loco now.
Whoa!
Oh, El Pantera moving the rope a little bit. Loco going out of the ring. What is the Panther going to do here?
Well, he blocked it. Super Loco went for all or nothing, got nothing. Pantera tried to dive and blocked it, and now it looks like he's going to fly.
Pantera now off the rope, through the rope. Oh,
Cannonballed him right on the floor, and he went way past the mats. Pantera may have done more damage to himself than he did to Super Loco.
Let's take a look, Jim, at this action. High flying.
You've got to admire the guts that it takes to do something like this. Boom! Right down across Super Loco with the cannonball and Pantera. The first one back in the ring, but looking a little worse for wear.
This, of course, a light heavyweight division matchup, 215 pounds or under here in the World Wrestling Federation. Super Loco now, up top of the rope. Ooh, little corkscrew through midair and knocks down El Pantera.
The springboard spinning kick. Right now, Super Loco appears to be the aggressor, but these guys have gone back and forth more than a seesaw.
Setting him up now on the ropes. El Pantera in a bit of trouble. What's Super Loco going to do here? He's going up top.
Oh, another springboard spinning kick right across the back of the head.
El Pantera in all kinds of trouble.
These guys are just about exhausted. Look at the speed that they've been putting on through this entire contest.
Super Loco drop kick now. El Pantera out through the ropes, down outside the ring. Loco now, looks like he's going to go through the air. Oh, a plancha off the top rope, and he knocks El Pantera down, and I think Super Loco hurt himself on that move.
Well, pick a time when they haven't, Michael. Both men doing everything they can do, the suicidal maneuvers, to gain an advantage. You've got to think that both of them in the back of their mind realize that now that they're on WWF television, they're getting worldwide exposure, and this could lead to superstardom. They're making the most of it, and it's an all-or-nothing proposition.
Super Loco now favoring that left leg. He injured it as he came off the top rope, and El Pantera now trying to shake the cobwebs out of his head. Get back into this matchup.
Well, even when a guy's on the floor, he's not safe because you never can tell when the opponent will come flying after him. But in this case, it looks like fatigue is starting to play a part.
El Pantera now flipping back into the ring. Highly acrobatic, these light heavyweights. Off the ropes now. Uh-oh, El Pantera in trouble. Nice arm drag takedown, nice reversal. Loco tossing Pantera off the ropes. Again, the Panther up top. Again, another arm drag takedown. Nice reversal again.
The luchadors are so adept at turning a mismaneuver. Oh, my goodness. He is safe. Face first, he ate some carpet. These guys are so adept, as I was saying, at turning a mismaneuver in midair into an advantage.
Oh, no, look out. What's he going to do here? The Panther off the top rope. Super Loco in all kinds of trouble.
We got to take a look at some of that action again, Michael, as you can see on the double feature. First of all, Pantera turns Super Loco's momentum against him. Face first to the floor, and then from 15 feet in the air, the moonsault right on top of Super Loco. I don't know how much more these guys can take. Heck, I don't know how much more I can take.
Big back body drop by Super Loco, and now he's in charge. Super Loco from Hidalgo, Mexico, working on El Pantera from Acapulco. Big right hand by Super Loco now, setting up the Panther.
He's going for the Hurricane Rana.
Here it is. Oh, he missed it.
Pantera held on.
Face first into the mat. El Pantera, Hurricane Rana. Off the ropes now. Here comes El Pantera. What is this? Look at this maneuver. Sunset flip. Cover. It's over. El Pantera victorious on WWF New York.
I don't know what you call it, but it ended up in a sunset flip. I know what you call this. You call this Brian Pillman's X-Files.
Welcome back. It's time for another edition of Brian Pillman's X-Files. Earlier tonight, you saw me advance in the Intercontinental Championship Tournament thanks to you, jilted lover, Gold Dust. I've got a buxom babe under my arm, your wife, of course, and soon I'm gonna have gold around my waist. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, you've done this before, you naughty little girl. Oh, baby. Oh, yeah. See you next time.
Welcome back to WWF New York. Michael Cole and James E. Cornette. There they are. The Nasty Pig Farmers, the Godwinns, getting set to take on Skull and 8-Ball from DOA.
Normally I would get mad at you, a stinking New Yorker, for calling a man who carries the glorious stars and bars nasty, but in this case, I've been downwind of the Godwinns, and I got to agree with you.
Phineas now hooking up with 8-Ball. Going to work now in the middle of the ring. I think that's 8-Ball.
That's the problem. We don't know. Skull and 8-Ball, identical twins, both 6'8", both about 300 pounds or more, both members of DOA, and it's almost impossible to tell them apart.
Ooh, off the ropes now. That's 8-Ball working on Phineas. I guess we'll call him 8-Ball. It ducks underneath the right hand.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Little do-si-do, little square dance action from Arkansas there. Phineas going for a ride. Ooh. Goes for a ride again. Big right hand. Knocks Phineas Godwinn outside the ring. Hey, where's Uncle Cletus?
Well, you know, we saw the Godwinns' Uncle Cletus show up back last week on Raw when the Godwinns faced the Headbangers in a non-title match. Uncle Cletus showed up, and as a result, the Godwinns defeated the current WWF Tag Team Champions in a non-title match. And at Bad Blood, the Godwinns get their chance to face the Headbangers for the titles. You got to think Uncle Cletus will be somewhere in evidence there. I know these guys from the South. They're very clannish, and they definitely family sticks together.
Here's Phineas now, tagging in Henry, who's going to go to work now on Skull from the Disciples of Apocalypse. You know where I'm going to be tomorrow?
I couldn't even hazard a guess, Michael.
1:30, I will be in Midtown Manhattan because Stone Cold's going to be appearing at the Columbus Avenue Street Festival on 66th Street at the United Care USA stage. He's going to be appearing with all kinds of New York celebrities. I cannot wait. I hope Stone Cold's in a good mood.
Is Owen Hart going to be anywhere around there?
He better not be.
Because if Owen Hart's around, then Austin can't get within 100 feet of the place, or else he'll get arrested. You know, I heard about that New York City cop.
There's the cover now. There's two.
I heard about that New York City cop taking a contract out on himself, trying to get somebody to shoot him so he can collect his disability. So you never know what these cops will. Well, that police panel suggested giving cops a $1,000 bonus to boost morale when they do a good job. They might want to arrest Steve Austin, get a lot of headlines, and get some bucks out of that.
Here's Skull. Oh, Phineas pulling the ropes down. Skull now outside the ring. Great teamwork that time by the Godwinns, and now Skull is in a little bit of trouble outside the ring. Here's Phineas into the steel stairs. Let's take a look at what happened in this just a little bit earlier, Jim.
Well, you see the momentum that Skull had as he was going to the ropes, and Phineas pulled that top rope down. He's so tall, he fell right over the ropes, and now the Godwinns firmly in control, and they've got to have a good showing here to get ready, geared up for that WWF Tag Team title match at Bad Blood.
There's the cover.
Count.
Kick out by DOA. Referee Jack Doan out of position that time, being distracted by 8-Ball. Here comes Phineas now and Henry. Both a little bit of double team action on DOA.
The Godwinns have been tag team champions once before. You've got to think they're looking forward to their next shot on October the 5th. And the confidence of having beaten the Headbangers in a non-title match is going to take them a long way. But I'll tell you something about the Headbangers. They will be a better team for having won those belts because of the confidence that it's given them already. We see new Headbangers every time they get in the ring.
They are a great tag team, as are the Godwinns. Here's Phineas now.
As our DOA.
Working on Skull, tossing DOA into the corner. Oh, nobody home. Was that a tooth that went flying there? Maybe some chewing tobacco.
I hesitate to hazard a guess what it might have come out of Phineas's mouth.
And
Skull gets the tag to 8-Ball, and here we go.
Oh, big clothesline. Oh, gets Henry that time. 8-Ball cleaning house, body slam. Another one. DOA in control. Oh, no, there he is.
Wait a minute. It's Uncle Cletus.
What's he doing?
He just came over the rail from out of the crowd.
What's he doing here? Double team on Phineas inside the ring. Oh, double slam.
Look at that, the lucky horseshoe. It brings him luck every time.
Right across the back of Skull's head. And here we go with a cover now for the Godwinns. It's over. Give the assist to the horseshoe. The Godwinns are victorious thanks to Uncle Cletus.
Well, that lucky horseshoe pulls it out for him every time. And the stars and bars will wave high once again over the WWF because the Godwinns are victorious over DOA. Credit Uncle Cletus for the assist. Wait a minute.
There's crushing chains. They've had enough. DOA now attacking the Godwinns outside the ring. Uncle Cletus just hightailed it.
Uncle Cletus is headed for higher ground, and DOA, all four of them in there with the Godwinns. The DOA stick together too, Michael.
Folks, I cannot wait. We'll see DOA, the Godwinns, all of your favorite superstars this Monday, Madison Square Garden, when Raw is War. For Jim Cornette, I'm Michael Cole. We'll see you in the Garden, everybody.